bit class enhancement. Now, I was about to show you prompt billing and prompt invoicing. That is, um, instead of having three separate triggers, I want to do in one shot. Okay, so that as soon as the bit is generated, it will be billed and invoiced. So let's try that scenario. So oh, we were doing the, I think we just completed bit class enhancement. Now I was about to show you prompt billing and prompt invoicing. That is, um, instead of having three separate triggers, I want to do in one shot. Okay, so that as soon as the bit is generated, it will be billed and invoiced. So let's try that scenario. Go to FICA IMG, convergent invoicing, basic functions, billable items, billable item management. Here, assign sub-process to classes. Here you can see we have our sub-process as Z102, and here we need to add our billing process. Our billing process is also Z102, and check prompt billing. Then click on save. Now let's see, when I post our when we generate our bit, and I believe the billing will be auto generated. We don't have to run billing. Okay, let's test this config /o AC38 RFAK mixed bit sample, execute, and our variant is V102. Okay, I'll just maybe I'll change the amount. Instead of 20, say I'll call it $27. And with that, I'm going to generate the billable items. So I click on execute. You see, along with the billable item generation, the billing document is also generated. It says number of generated source transaction, number of billing document created. Earlier, only billable item would have been generated, then we had to run billing separately. Now, if I go inside billable items, I will see that this is no longer billable, it is billed, not invoiced. Okay, that means I did not have to run invoicing separately. The invoicing got executed right away. Sorry, I did not have to run billing separately. The billing got executed separately. Okay, now I just need to invoice. The billing part is done already. I don't have to bill it. This is called prompt billing. Now, what if you want also prompt invoicing? That config is also available. So let me show you that. From this will come out billable item management. So let's come out of basic functions, then go to billing. Okay, people are still joining. Okay, go to billing process, define billing process. Is joining now. Define billing process. Z102 is our billing process. Now click on sub process, and here we assign the invoicing process. Okay, so invoicing process is okay Z102. This is our invoicing process. If you assign the integrated invoicing right here, then the invoicing is also supposed to be executed right away. Let's try the config also. This let's test this config. So now I will again generate some billable item. This one, so I have to invoice separately because before I did the changes, these billable items were generated. So I'll invoice this one. 31st. Okay, that's fine. This is normal. Invoicing is completed. Now let's generate a billable item And let's see whether the billing and invoicing takes place in one shot. Okay, so to reflect the changes, I'll open this record one more time. AC38, execute, load the variant, Z102. I'll just change the amount 26. Okay, with that, I'll execute. Now you see number of billing document created, number of invoicing document created. So billable item is was previously also getting generated. Now along with that, billing document is created, invoicing document is created. Okay, so billing document, it is already invoiced. That means here the billing is also done, invoicing is also done. So if your client wants that few items, it will be automatically or promptly billed and invoiced. As soon as it is generated, they need to be billed and invoiced. That is separately, billing and invoicing need not to be scheduled at a particular time. Then you can activate this prompt billing and prompt invoicing config. This prompt billing and prompt invoicing will not work when you add the scheduling configuration to it. Scheduling configuration meaning, I'll show you separately, maybe not today. Scheduling means that no matter whenever the bits will be generated, billing and invoicing will follow a particular schedule. Say 10th of every month, 15th of every month, the billing and invoicing will happen. Okay, so when the batch job runs, even though the billable items are generated on first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, up to 10th, that is previous months generated billable items, which is generated from 11th till this month's 10th, that is from 11th December till 10th of January will be invoiced on 10th of January. Okay, if this is the kind of requirement, then the prompt billing invoicing does not work, because it will run as per the schedule, not as per prompt billing invoicing. So I just wanted to show you, before we configure add the scheduling config, before that I want to show you how the prompt billing and prompt invoicing work. Okay, so now I'll undo that config because okay, that's fine. Before I do prompt that scheduling, I will undo it. Next is I forgot to show you the invoice printing. Invoice printing meaning whatever invoice PDF I have shown you, that was on the fly. Okay, that was executed from the invoicing screen. Like I get inside of the invoice and I clicked on simulate and I showed the invoice. Okay, this is just to view the display, view the invoice, but this is not to send. To send the invoice, there is a separate process. So let's understand that process. Okay, how the PDFs are generated at a particular location or how it can be sent. Okay, so whenever the PDFs are, whenever the invoicing documents are generated, we have seen. Okay, did I show you the invoicing tables? Can anyone remind me if I have shown you the invoicing tables? DFK can we talk H DFK?
Yes.
Okay, I have shown. So as soon as the invoicing documents are generated, the header table slash o SC16N DFKKINV doc underscore H with the contract account. So we have generated how many invoices in this batch? We have generated these many invoices. Okay, this is a 17 invoices we have generated, and this is the primary key. Okay, so that means the number says that this many invoices are generated, and in the header the bill form is also generated, also mentioned. So whenever and there are a couple of reversal invoices also. So you'll see one, two, this 8 series. These are the reversed invoices. Okay. So as soon as the invoice is generated, along with the DFK Canvidoc H, the printing, the correspondence table is also hit. The correspondence table meaning slash o SC16N DFKKCOH correspondence header, correspondence history DFKKCOH table. correspondence header, sorry, this table is also getting generated. So here you'll see my uh, if you search with the contract account, and the correspondence type here is 420042. So these are the FICA ones. You have seen this earlier. So now if I scroll down up to invoicing to FICA, okay, this table will also be populated along with each time the invoice is generated. Okay, so here also, if I execute excluding the reversal ones, so out of 17 we saw there are 8 series documents. Okay, 800145. Apart from these four, the rest out of 17, 4 are gone. So rest 13 will be generated. Okay, one line item will be generated with the okay. Some of them were printed also. I did I explain this part? I don't think so, right? Maybe someone else has printed. So I just wanted to show you. Okay, let me see in FP Copara. Do I see my variant?
No, this part is not explained. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't see my name also. Okay, so ideally what happens, line item will be generated similar to what we have seen in FICA correspondence. Line item will be generated with the blank print date. That means though they are not printed, wherever you see print date is populated, that means they are printed. Okay, these ones were printed by someone else, but we have not explained this. Okay, 19th January means Saturday, Sunday. 17th was on Friday and 16th was on Thursday. Okay. Anyway, somebody has printed, but I have not shown you. So here, the line item will be generated now. It needs to be printed. Okay, printed and sent to the customer. Okay, anyways, so now let me show you how it is printed. It can be printed. Okay, so let's see, I want to print today's the items that are generated today. So I click on ascending, and how many, so these two are generated today. Okay, 21 2024. I think this one we generated, this one we uh, we generated for prompt billing example, and this one is generated for prompt invoicing execution. Okay, so I want to, and these are the invoice document number 70010 and 70011. These two I want to print. Okay, so for printing, we have this print correspondence FP Copara. I'll copy from any of the existing variant. So I'll copy from this one, copy, let's call it show one. You enter an identification. My business partner is original recipient. 365 is my business partner. Ch- uh, Enter the CA here. 615 is my CA. Company code is fine, 2409. In the correspondence selection, it is 0042, and I want to execute the ones which were posted, which were generated today. Okay, so today ones are 21 2025. Application form. Even if I don't enter anything, it will check from the table and fetch the application form also. Okay. Yeah. Next, go to print parameter. Let me see if there is any custom. Okay, there is no custom selection. Good. Okay. Next, come to print parameters. Output device is LP01, and here you can choose between real print or test print or repeat printout. Okay. Real print meaning the items will be actually printed and the print date will be populated. So I'm expecting if I do real print, if it works well, 20.01.2025 will be stamped here for real print. Then if I do test print, then the test print X, there will be a X generated. Okay, that means test print means I can print it multiple times. Real print means it will not be printed again, because I will not send invoice multiple time to the customer. Sending an invoice multiple time to the customer means I'm reminding him that you need to pay this, you need to pay this. Okay, this can be a bad customer experience. So ideally in batch, whatever what it happens, that the real print will be checked, and whatever items are already printed, they will be skipped from the printing. Okay, and This test print and repeat printout is an option that before I schedule the batch, I can see what is happening. Okay, so test print means it doesn't matter whether it was I mean you can print it multiple time. Real print means only one time it will print. So if you run with the radio button real print, then it will check whether in that date, okay, so whether in this date do I have any item which is having printed blank, only those items will be printed, real print. And test print means you can print it multiple times. And repeat printout means although the print date is populated, that means although it is printed, I can print it again. That is called repeat printout. Okay, so let me run with real print only. Okay, and here output device LP01 print now useful request. Okay, technical settings, logs, additional information, click on save and schedule program run. Okay, I think I don't know if this form was recently used or not. I see a couple of variants. Let's see. So it is activating the forms and all in the background. Program run was scheduled, so it says currently running. Click on refresh. Okay, it is completed. Go to application log and see it's red or green. Okay, it is green. Go to the total successful prints too. So it has printed two invoices and it will generate sprint request, spool request. Okay, so go to /o sp01 with my user ID for today's date. I will execute and I'll see two spools generated. So I'll open this one. This is for invoice number 11. Okay, and again I'll open the second one. This is for the hang on, did it print the same document twice? It should have printed 10 and 11 together. So I'll refresh now. So these are the two line items and I go date ID identification is populated and print date is also populated. But why did it print only 11? It did not consider the 10. It should have. At the same time it printed 649. So this is 11.
On status, it's showing waiting. That means it's still printing.
No. Uh, Status is fine. The PDFs, the spools are already generated. Okay. So from the spool itself, we come to know it should have printed two separate invoices. 26, this one, and the other one, I think I 27 or something I did. So it has printed the same document twice, but it should have printed some issue with the printing side maybe. It is mentioned that invoicing document 10 successfully printed, document 11 successfully printed, but actually it printed the 11s twice. Okay, anyways, have to check some issue with the corresponding side, correspondence. If you go for a side, maybe we can debug and find out is it not clearing the variables. I think the latest one is getting printed twice. Okay, anyway, so maybe I need to debug and find out what went wrong. So ideally here you'll see two spools, jobs will be generated. I mean, two spool requests will be generated. Now here you can do some enhancement, that is from the spool it may not work. So maybe in the application server or in the AL11 you want the items to be printed. Okay, so ideally what happens, folders are created over there AL11, and sometimes dynamically within a folder I have seen a program where so I worked with DTDC has implemented Bream also. So and I mean, our company only implemented Bream in DTDC back in 2020. Now we received their support. So when I opened their, there was an invoicing printing issue. Okay, so I opened their server and found out that they print, like they have this uh, different folder. Okay, for January one folder, for February one folder, like that different folders they have. I thought, who's going to at the month end, who's going to create new folder? Then I realized from the above program, they have created the program so smart that they have a folder called invoice. Okay, there whenever the invoices are printed, it automatically creates a subfolder. Say within invoice, they creates one subfolder called January, under that another subfolder for Kerala. Okay, state wise. So if the customer is located in Mumbai, then it will create a folder as Maharashtra. Or if the first time it is printed, it will create the folder Maharashtra, and second time in that Maharashtra folder, January Maharashtra folder, that document will be printed. Okay, so uh, they have, I mean, subroutine or something in the above code they have written dynamically, create the folder, then generate the PDF over there. And if the folder is already created, then based on the month and location, posting date and location, posting date and business partners, geography, location, it will generate the form into that particular location. Okay, so printing related couple of events are available here. FQ events.
Sorry, you are referring to folders in spool or you are referring to folders in L11?
AL11 directory. Let me check here. It is 2600 series only. So okay, I'll search with correspondence, I guess. So here 2685 correspondence create invoicing. So sometimes it may happen that I'll tell you a use case that we have used in the Indonesian project. So as I told you, there are different um, different products. They have Metronet, they have a healthnet, EduNet, like that. Different product they have. Okay, now sometimes they say, okay, I will not send invoices to the Metronet customer. Okay, I'll not send invoice to the prepaid customer because they have already paid. I don't want to send them send their no send them any correspondence. Only the B2B, that is the postpaid customers, will be sent invoice. Now here in these events, we can suppress invoicing. Although DFKK and VDoc each has the invoice generated, we can suppress invoicing. So if I want to do via standard, okay, then I mean before enhancing it, then also we can do. We will not assign any bill form. Okay, where is that config assignment of bill form slash n? Hang on, let me see. I was in 5 kmg. Yeah, here. So here you will see in the invoicing process. Here we have created a bill form. Okay, and also here we determine specification for determination of bill form. Okay, so here I mentioned that for invoicing process, invoicing type and invoicing category, I want to create form ID. So I can create for Metronet customer. I can create such an invoicing category which I will not assign here. Okay, maybe that it is easier said than done. Maybe actually we cannot do it. Okay, because in every now and then Metronet customers are getting generated. Maybe within Metronet customers also, a customer can say a contract account is the customer is using both Metronet and EduNet. Now at the CA master, I can assign one invoicing category. How can I then derive? Okay, if this way I cannot control it. Okay, in the posting area 2680, I cannot control it, the derivation, or if I can see any other fields are available here. I have standard company code and alternative form determination. Say within these items still I cannot handle it. Then what will I do? I have to handle it via event 2685. Create invoicing. Okay. Um, you can print the invoicing document in 2686. You have to maintain changes in the format of the correspondence request both events. check what are the input fields available, and accordingly you can restrict. Okay, in the importing parameter I have inv.h. So now based on in dfq inv.h I can restrict. Okay, that is, here in this 2680 posting area I had only 1 2 3, and there are two more available: standard company code and alternate bill form. Okay, I have very few criteria. Now when I add it here, when I do it based on here, I still have more items. Okay, now sometimes it may happen that the product does not appear till invoice, the product comes is available till bit level. Okay, so from the invoice I can fetch the billing document, and from the billing document I can go to uh, star b star z102 star table. Okay, that is build table or billable item table, and there I can fetch the product Z field. Okay, so if I go to the Z field and find out that okay, this is Metronet, I will stop invoicing. I'll skip that item from invoicing. And if I see, the product is something where invoice printing is required, I can print the invoice. Okay, this is how we can restrict. Not only restriction of invoice generation, some other thing also we can do in the changing parameter and tables. I don't see anything. It is not available here in 2685. Print invoicing here. What does the document say? By a program to print an invoicing document. Here also you can add some logic. Okay, so check whatever item is, I mean 2685 and 86, these are the main correspondence printing in, event. Okay, so in it may happen that you want to derive the uh, say for the same customer your bill format invoice should be changed. Okay, so here I have assigned standard way, I have assigned Z102. Okay, but there is another form called Z103 for some customer, same customer, due to different condition, different product. Sometimes I want to derive the Z102 form, sometimes I want to derive the Z103 form. Okay, or another thing we have noticed that some customers, they pay in USD. Okay, so there we assign target currency USD here in those master, and we assign separate form determination. That is USD form. If the customer is paying via foreign currency, so for our Indonesian project, IDR is the home currency, and some customer can also pay via foreign currency, which is USD. So for them also we have separate form determination. Okay, if we cannot handle from here, then in the event 2686 we can uh, assign an alternative form. Okay, so all this thing we can play around in the configuration based on whatever the client will require, and then we have to achieve that using this event. Okay, so that was all about printing, invoice printing. This one I missed out, so I just completed now. Next we'll go to taxes. Okay, so we'll add the taxation flavor. So we posted invoice without any tax. Now let's configure the taxes, and then we'll post invoice with tax. Okay, so
Just one thing. What is the
yeah,
importance of that correspondence key over there?
correspondence key. What is that? Oh,
Uh,
0042.
no, if you go into the table, you will find it. There was correspondence key in. Yeah, this one.
Oh,
Third. Yeah.
this is like a GUID. This will, as a primary key, this will distinguish each item from the other. So correspondence type is not enough primary key, so it will add some random numbers as a correspondence key. It is called GUID, GUID. Different types, different GUID it will assign. Okay, so that it can distinguish, because there is no VP and CA in the primary key, or no document number in the primary key. Just to distinguish, they have added a correspondence key. Okay, same concept as FICA. In FICA also you would have seen the correspondence keys are assigned for each new line item for the correspondence. Okay, so these two form a primary key,
Okay.
these two. Okay, so now let's go to taxation. By taxation, um, I'm talking about VAT or sales tax, not withholding tax. So here till now, my accounting entry was customer debit and revenue credit. The invoice was say 100 and 100. Okay, customer had to pay $100. Now with the introduction of the taxes, it will become customer debit, revenue credit, and output tax or VAT or whatever maybe will be credited. The accounting entry will be customer has to pay 100, revenue maybe 90. Can I please request everyone to go on mute? I can hear some noises, background noises. Okay, thank you. Output tax is 10. Okay, so here we can do customer debit, revenue credit, and output tax credit. That means uh, here it is inclusive scenario. That is the tax amount is inclusive of revenue. That means customer used to pay 100. Now also customer will pay 100, but out of the 100, 10 will be for taxes and 90 will be for the actual revenue. This is inclusive scenario, or it can be exclusive also, where the revenue remains 100 and tax will be charged on top of it. Okay, 10, and here customer becomes 110. Customer has to pay an excess amount due to tax. Okay, so now the tax will be introduced to the invoicing. And when we use for sales tax, we use output tax. For purchase, we use input tax. Okay, and later the company will pay the net tax. That is, say the company has collected um, uh, $10 of output tax, and while purchasing, the company has paid say $8 of input tax. Now government, when we will pay to the government company will pay the balance $2 to the government. Okay, that is it will get the credit of the input. So it has paid $8, and while collecting they will keep that $8 and the additional two that the company has collected, it will pay to the government. Okay, there is a normal scenario worldwide it is used, but again a lot of localization feature is available. So country may have different rules, and also not all output tax can be taken as a credit. Okay, you cannot take credit for all output taxes. Okay, anyway, so we were not going to discuss the credit and all. So we will just post invoice with the output tax. Now for this output tax, you have to do some configuration.
Sabhadra, so
Yes,
as you said that 2% difference, right? How the company will pay to the government as
that will
part of
pay in
withholding tax?
FIC. In FICO, they will make the payment AB50. Okay, in the AR, there the customers are not involved. That is, the sub ledgers will not be hit. That will be tax account debit and bank account credit. They will post it via AB50. In FICO, they will post it. Same with the withholding tax also. The customer, I mean, company may deduct withholding tax while paying to the vendor, and finally, at a particular period end, maybe at the end of the month, they will deposit all the deducted withholding tax with the government, and that posting also will happen in the FICO. Withholding tax account debit, outgoing bank account credit. That also happens in FICO via FB50. Okay, it is GL to GL transaction. Customer is not involved, yeah, or vendor is not involved, so it doesn't go through um, CI or FICA.
No, no. Yeah, thank you. So what I'm asking you is, see, for example, output tax is $10 deducted, and input tax $8 they have deducted, right? So the difference $2.
Hmm.
Um, it is they have collected additional amount, right? So they have
Hmm.
to pay to the government the $2, right? So
Yes.
for that, is there any Like, see, we have the FB60 for customer invoice, right? FB60 or
Hmm.
FB, yeah. So FB50 per vendor invoice, right?
No, FB50 is for GL to GL.
Mm,
Vendor is FB60, customer is FB70.
okay, okay. So the difference they're posting for GL to GL posting in
Yes,
FICO.
via FB50 only. Yes.
50. Okay, okay.
Okay. ARAP will not be involved there because it is not for one customer. It is the accumulated input tax. So, or for WST also, it is the accumulated WST that it is not pertaining to one customer. So, total collection, how much input tax it has paid and how much output tax it has collected, the balance it will pay. So, customer will not be involved. Customer vendor will not be involved. Okay.
So, say for example, the input tax $8, right? And withholding tax in withholding tax also, they will post through FB60 only, right? When the current,
FB50.
yeah.
FB50 for payment, they will post through FB50. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Even for withholding tax also.
Yes, both. Separate journal, but separate accounting entries, but both will be posted through FB50 only.
But withholding tax, they will collect at the time of payment or
Paying
invoice.
paying to
Uh,
the vendor. Yes.
okay. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Now let's configure the taxes here. So maybe I'll use this screen. So this is initiated from the FI side /n SPRO. So your FI counterpart will create the taxes, but let me create from here. So go into financial accounting, then financial accounting global settings, tax on sales purchases, go to basic settings and check calculation procedure. Let's see, go to procedure and see our country has, sorry, not this one. You have 2 minutes left. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I can see today, I mean, that happened only one day. I added people, so I can see that thing. Thank you, Anish. So here, sorry, not this one. Go to the second note. Assign country, region to calculation procedure. Come here, and you will see that country US has which calculation procedure is assigned. So US has tax US is assigned. Okay, different country will have different calculation procedure. So tax US similarly. So all the calculation procedure can be seen here. Define procedure. Here you can see how does tax US look like. Okay, this is how tax US look like. So select and go to the control data. Here you can see this is how.
Sadhguru, 1 second. Can you go back? I just wanted to understand this procedure. Here, see, the tax procedure, for years there are many are there. So what is mean for this?
So
I
US
see.
has, I have seen this one tax US and tax USJ. That is which jurisdiction. This is countrywide tax, and this is US has 50 states, state-wise tax jurisdiction. This one I have not seen external something. So different SAP has created different tax procedure, standard tax procedure for each country. Okay, so if you even if you go to USA, it will show you the structure, how on what it is charged. Okay, let's come back in 1 minute, then I'll explain this, not in details, but I'll explain this. Okay.
Oh, thank you.